whole weekend has been so special for me. I wanted to say that. Though we don't all get to talk individually to one another, it seems as though somehow we've individually touched, at least I feel that. So many of our hearts have touched. And that's something that only is possible because of Baba. As Elizabeth always used to say, she'd look around the table with all of us crowded around at Christmas or something, a very diverse group. She'd always look around, and some of her family would be there and others, and she'd look around and say, well, you know, we should always remember that we wouldn't be here together if it wasn't for Baba, if it weren't for Baba. Baba has brought us here. She said, you know, we may not even want to know each other if it weren't for Baba. And so that meeting on that ground is, of course, the deepest ground to meet on, whether we're different personalities or different lives we live in the world. When we come and meet on his ground, we are united as one. And it isn't, to me, in my experience, is just little experience, but it isn't any different to me than the East-West gathering when all the people were together with Baba, and Baba united all those hearts as one. The feeling was of oneness. Different religions were there, races, ethnic groups, Westerners, Easterners, male, female, all were there. And there seemed to be a oneness. It wasn't superficial. It wasn't pretending to really be one. And we were all different. And Baba didn't have us conform and dress alike or act alike. But underneath all of our differences, there was a oneness that only Baba could bring about. Only Baba's love could do that. And that's the experience of this weekend for me, that the connection that each of us have with one another is possible because of Baba. And I wanted to also say because it's better for me to say something Baba has said, because that is where all the wisdom comes from. And Baba, because so much of this weekend has had to do with trusting Baba for me and talking about that and how we can live with Baba as we've talked about it in different forums and places. And I wanted to share these words from Baba because, going back to the earlier question of carrying with us this, Baba gives us such assurance that he will be with us in our lives, as Meheru has said. And two quotes, brief quotes from Baba. Baba says, "You have no idea of my love and compassion, which sustains your very being. In love is infinite compassion. And whatever happens is already tempered by compassion." And the second quote, these I carry with me because it helps me to carry the peace of Baba with me, Georgie. "Uproot all doubts and remember well that whatever I do is for the best. All my actions are my divine response, born of divine love." And that's a guarantee from Baba. Jai Baba.
I guess I could say something that just came into my mind now. It's almost continuing a little bit on Charles's theme, and that is that I see not only this weekend, but a lot of my life. I work at the center in Myrtle Beach, and all I see is people hugging each other with love. And it comes back to me clearly when I see a Baba film. It hits me really clear that he started that whole process. If you look at most of these films, he's hugging people. Whether it's the East-West gathering or even earlier, Baba himself started this whole thing of beautiful embracing of people. And so I kind of want to acknowledge him, that he started this beautiful love process that we're all sharing in. And it's easy to sort of forget that, speaking for myself.
I want to say first that that song that I sang this morning, it was Baba's words, and it was a response to a letter that Katie had written to him. So I just wanted you to know that. And second, I wanted to say, again, how grateful I am for having been invited here. We were really dying to come here, especially, and especially with Meheru. It means so much, because she brings the whole of Meherzad garden with her, and all the memories and all our, we all grew up on that porch, basically. I know I did. And she and all the women Mandalay and Baba, through them, have shaped us through the years into women and men. I'm deeply grateful to be here with her, especially. Jai Baba.
Hey, one little thing. I'm sure you've probably seen it throughout the times we've been up here and we've been up here. There's something really sweet about Baba's little providing of a familiarity with, you have these little bugs here that fly. Just like on Mary's porch, and obviously Meher and Meheru going like this. And it brings it back to me. It's a little slice of Mary's art. You've noticed it, haven't you?
Well, I would often say that Baba would make the possible almost impossible to do. And the impossible, he'd make so possible. And this is how I feel it is over here, my being here. And yet Meher, when she would meet all the people coming there, drawn there by Baba's love, she would say, this is the miracle of Baba's love that we see. We don't have to see greater things. When we see all of y'all collecting in India like that, we feel it's the miracle of Baba's love. And for me, I'm seeing it here today also. And remembering how Baba in the early Meherabad days, at least for me it was the time when I'd come to stay with Baba, that he would often in the evening have everybody sit around him and just chit-chat, just be in his presence. And he would always notice, people were relaxed, and he would notice if someone was inattentive. And he might take a tiny little grain from the ground and just flick it at that person with perfect aim. And he would say, what are you thinking about? Why do you let your mind go elsewhere? When you are with me, be with me. You have no idea how fortunate you are to be with me like this. You will know it later on. Later on you'll see it. And looking back, I feel so privileged and fortunate that I was with Baba. That it was my wish to be with Baba, but it was his wish that he allowed me to be with him. And to be with Meher. And I feel like how compassionate and loving Baba was, that he allowed Meher to be there, knowing what suffering she would go through separation, to be there for all of you to come, to be with her, to know of her life with Baba. And today also I feel both of them are very present here, and that each one is being here for Baba as he wanted it, you ought to be. Jai Baba.